Once more, we are seated in England's royal throne, repurchased with the blood of enemies. King Henry and the prince his son are gone. Thus have we swept suspicion from our seat and made our footstool of security. Now I am seated as my soul delights, having my country's peace and brother's loves. Away with her, Margaret, hence to France. And now, what rest but that we spend the time with stately triumphs, mirthful comic shows, such as befits the pleasure of the court. Sound drums and trumpets, farewell, sour annoy, for now I hope begins our lasting joy.
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarum changed to merry meeting, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front, and now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in a lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks nor made to court an amorous looking glass, I that am rudely stamped and loves majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, I that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt by them. Why I, in this weak piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time unless to spy my shadow in the sun and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these fair, well-spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I laid. Inductions dangerous by drunken prophecies, libels, and dreams to set my brothers, Clarence and the king, in deadly hate, the one against the other. And if King Edward be as true and just as I am subtle, false, and treacherous, this day should my George closely be mewed up about a prophecy which says that G of Edward's heirs the murderer shall be. Dive thoughts to my soul, here Clarence comes. Brother, good day. What means this armed guard that waits upon your grace?
Now, our brother, tendering my person's safety, hath appointed this conduct to convey me to the Tower.
Upon what cause?
Because my name is George.
Alack, brother, that fault is none of yours. But what's the matter, George? May I know?
Yea, Richard, when I know. For I protest, as yet I do not, but as I can learn, he hearkens after prophecies and dreams, and says a wizard told him that by G his issues disinherited shall be. And as my name of George begins with G, it follows in his thought that I am he. This, as I learn, and such like toys as these have moved his highness to commit me now.
Why, this is it when men are ruled by women. The king does not send you to the Tower, my lady great, his wife, Clarence, 'tis she that tempers him to this extremity. Was it not she and that good man of worship that sent Lady Hastings to the Tower, from whence this present day she is delivered? We are not safe, Clarence. We are not safe. Brother, farewell. I will unto the king. Meantime, this disgrace in our brotherhood touches me deeper than you can imagine. Well, your imprisonment shall not be long. Meantime, have patience.
I must perforce farewell.
Simple, plain Clarence. I do love thee so that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven, if heaven will take the present at our hands. But who comes here? The new delivered Hastings.
Good time of day unto my gracious Dyke.
As much unto my good Lord Chamberlain. Well, are you welcome to the open air? How hath your ladyship brooked imprisonment?
With patience, noble Dyke, as prisoners must.
No doubt, and so shall Clarence too.
No news so bad abroad as this at home. The king is sickly, weak, and melancholy, and his physicians fear him mightily.
By St. Paul, this news is bad indeed. 'Tis very grievous to be thought upon. What, is he in bed?
He is.
Go you before, I will follow you. I'll in to urge his hatred more to Clarence with lies well steeled with weighty arguments, and if I fall not in my deep intent, Clarence hath not yet another day to live. When done, God, take King Edward to his mercy and leave the world for me to bustle in. For then I'll marry Warwick's youngest daughter. What, though I killed her husband and his father? The readiest way to make the wench amends is to become her husband. And her father. The which will I. Not all so much for love, as for another secret close intent by marrying her, which I must reach unto. But yet I run before my horse to market. Clarence still breathes, Edward still lives and reigns. When they are gone, then I will count my gains.
Pale ashes of the house of Lancaster, that bloodless remnant of that royal blood. Be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son, stabbed by the selfsame hands that made your wounds. Lo, in these windows that let forth thy life, I pour the helpless balm of my poor eyes. Cursed be the hand that made these fatal holes. Cursed be the heart that had the heart to do it. Curse the blood that let this blood from hence. More direful hath betide that hated wretch that makes us wretched by the death of thee than I can wish to adders, spiders, toads, or any creeping venom thing that lives. If ever Dyke have child, abortive be it. If ever Dyke have wife, let her be made more miserable by the death of them, as I am made by my poor lord and thee. What black magician conjures up this fiend? Avaunt, thou dreadful minister of hell! Thou hadst but power over his mortal body, his soul thou canst not have, therefore be gone!
Sweet saint, for charity be not so
Oh, for
perverse.
God's sake, hence, and trouble us not. For thou hast made the happy earth thy hell, filled it with cursing cries and deep exclaims. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries. Blush! Blush, thou lump of foul deformity! For 'tis thy presence that exhales this blood from cold and empty veins where no blood dwells. Thy deed, inhuman and unnatural, provokes this deluge most unnatural. O God, which this blood makes, revenge his death. O earth, which this blood drinks, revenge his death. Either heaven with lightning strike the murderer dead, or earth gape open wide and swallow them quick as thou dost swallow up this good king's blood, which their hell-governed arm hath butchered.
Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings for curses.
Villain, thou know'st no law of God nor man, no beast so fierce but knows some touch of pity.
But I know none, and therefore am no beast.
Oh, wonderful when devils tell the truth.
More wonderful when angels are so angry. Fairer than tongue can name thee, let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself.
Fouler than heart can think thee, thou canst make no excuse current, but to hang thyself.
By such despair I would accuse myself.
And by despairing shouldst thou stand excused, for doing worthy vengeance on thyself that didst unworthy slaughter upon others.
Say that I slew them not.
Then say they were not slain.
I did not kill your husband.
Why then, he is alive.
Nay, he is dead and slain by Edward's hand.
Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Then God grant me too. Thou mayst be damned for that wicked deed. Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The fitter for the King of Heaven that hath.
He is in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
Then let him thank me that helped to send him thither, for he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
One place else, if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon?
Your bedchamber. Gentle Lady Anne, to leave this keen encounter of our wits and fall somewhat into a slower method is not the causer of the timeless deaths as blameful as the executioner.
Thou art the cause, and most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect. Your beauty, which did haunt me in my sleep to undertake the death of all the world, so I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I tell thee, homicide, these nails should rend that beauty from my cheeks.
These eyes could never endure sweet beauty's wreck. You should not blemish it if I were by. As all the world is cheered by the sun, so I by that. It is my day, my life.
Black night o'ershade thy day, and death thy life.
Curse not thyself, fair creature, thou art both.
I would I were, to be revenged on thee.
It is a quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on one that loveth you.
It is a quarrel just and reasonable to be revenged on it that slew my husband.
They that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband, did it to help thee to a better husband.
His better doth not breathe upon the earth.
One lives that loves thee better than he could.
Where is he?
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake.
Never came poison from so sweet a place.
Out of my sight, thou dost infect mine eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, hath infected mine.
Would they were basilisks to strike thee dead.
I would they were, that I might die at once. For now they kill me with a living death. If thy revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo, here, I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword. And if thou please to hide in this true bosom, and let the soul forth that adoreth thee, I lay it naked to the deadly stroke, and humbly beg my death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry. But 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch. 'Twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already.
Tush. That was in thy rage. Say it again, and even with the word, that hand which for thy love did kill thy love, will for thy love kill a far truer love. To both their deaths thou shalt be accessory.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
But shall I live in hope?
All men I hope live so.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take is not to give.
Look how this ring encompasseth finger. Even so thy breast encloseth my poor heart, where both of them, for both of them are thine. I will, with all expedient duty, see you. Bid me farewell?
'Tis more than you deserve. Imagine I have said farewell already.
I'll have her, but I'll not keep her long. What? I, that killed her husband and his father, to take her in her heart's extremest hate, with curses in her mouth, tears in her eyes, the bleeding witness of her hatred by, having God, her conscience, and these bars against me, and I, nothing to back my suit at all but the plain devil and dissembling looks, and yet to win her! All the world to nothing. Hath she forgot already that brave Prince Edward, her lord, whom I some 3 months since stabbed in my angry mood at Tewkesbury? On me, whose all not equals Edward's moiety. On me that halt him in the shape of thus. My dukedom to a beggarly denier. I do mistake my person all this while. Albeit charges for a looking glass. Shine out, fair sun, till I've bought a glass, that I may see my shadow as I pass.
Patience, madam. There's no doubt His Majesty will soon recover to his accustomed health. Oh, if he were dead, what would betide of me?
Madam, good hope. His Grace speaks cheerfully.
Oh, God grant him health. Did you confer with him?
Madam, I did. He desires to make atonement betwixt the Dyke of Gloucester and the nobles.
They do me wrong, and I will not endure it. Who are they that complain unto the king that I forsooth am stern and love them not? By holy Paul, they love his grace but lightly, that would fill his ears with such dissentious rumors. Because I cannot flatter and speak fair, smile in men's faces smooth, deceive and cog, I must be held a rancorous enemy? Cannot a plain man live and think no harm? But his honest truth must be abused by silken, sly, insinuating jacks. When have I injured thee? When done thee wrong? A plague upon you all. His royal person, whom God preserves better than you would wish, cannot be quiet scarce a breathing while, but you must trouble him with rude complaints.
My brother of Gloucester, you mistake the matter. The king of his own royal disposition, and not provoked by any suitor else, aiming belike at your interior hatred, which in your outward actions shows itself.
I cannot tell. The world has grown so bad that wrens make prey where eagles dare not perch.
Come, we know your meaning, sister. Brother Gloucester, you envy my advancement and my friends. God grant we may never have need of you.
Meantime, God grants we have need of you. My brother is imprisoned by your means, myself disgraced, and the nobility held in contempt, whilst many fair promotions are daily given to ennoble those that scarce 2 days since were worth a noble.
By him that raised me to this careful height from that contented hap which I enjoyed, I never did incense his majesty against the Duke of Clarence, but have been an earnest advocate to plead for him. My lord, you do me shameful injury, falsely to draw me in these vile suspects.
You may deny you are not the mean of my Lady Hastings' late imprisonment.
My lord of Gloucester, I have too long borne your blunt upbraidings and bitter scoffs. By heaven, I will acquaint his majesty with these gross taunts I often have endured.
Ooh. Threat you me with telling of my brother? Tell him and spare not. Look what I have said, I will avouch in presence of the king. I dare adventure to be sent to the tower. 'Tis time to speak, my pains are quite forgot.
Thus was my husband Henry in the tower.
Ere you were queen, yea, or your husband king, to royalize his blood, I spilt mine own.
And Edward, my poor son, at Tewkesbury.
I would my heart were like flint like Edward's, or Edward's soft and pitiful like mine. I am too childish foolish for this world.
Hie thee to hell for shame and leave the world, thou cock-a-demon. There thy kingdom is. Oh, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Foul wrinkled witch. What makest thou in my sight?
But repetition of what thou hast marred, that will I make before I let thee go.
Wert thou not banished on pain of death?
I was. But I do find more pain in banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and a son thou owest to me. The sorrow that I have by right is yours, and all the pleasures you usurp are mine.
When thou didst crown my father's warlike brow with paper, and with thy scorns drewst rivers from his eyes, his curses, then denounced from bitterness of spirit, are all fallen upon thee. So blame God, not we, for responding to that bloody deed.
Can curses pierce the cloud and enter heaven? Did your father's curse prevail so much with heaven that Henry's death, my lovely Edward's death, their kingdom's loss, my woeful banishment, could all be caused by your father, Dyke? Long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. You were all standers by while my son was slain with bloody daggers. God, I pray him that none of you may live your natural age, but by some unlooked accident cut off.
Have done thy charm, thou hateful withered hag.
And leave out thee. Stay, dog. Thou shalt hear me. The worm of conscience still gnaw thy soul. Thy friends mistake for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be wild some tormenting dream affrights thee with the hell of ugly devils, thou elvish marked abortive rooting hog. Thou slander of thy mother's heavy womb, thou loathed issue of thy father's loins, thou rag of honor, thou detest.
Margaret!
Oh, let me make the period to my curse!
'Tis done by me and ends in Margaret.
You breathed your curse against yourself.
Oh, poor the queen. Vain flourish of my fortune. Why strewest thou sugar on that bottled spider, whose deadly web ensnareth thee about? The day will come when thou shalt wish for me to help thee Curse that poisonous bunched-back toad.
False-boding woman, and thy frantic curse, left to thy harm, thou move our patience.
Foul shame upon you, you have all moved mine.
Were you well served, you would be taught your duty.
Fool! Fool! Thou whetst a knife to kill thyself.
Dispute not with her, she's lunatic.
Your fire new stamp of honor is scarce current. Oh, that your young nobility could know what it were to lose it and be miserable. They that stand high have many blasts to shake them, and if they fall, they dash themselves to pieces. God that sees it, do not suffer it. As it was won with blood, lost be it so.
Have done.
For shame, if not for charity.
Urge neither charity nor shame to me. Uncharitably with me have you dealt, and shamefully by you my hopes are butchered. My charity is outrage, life my shame, and in that shame still lives my sorrow's rage.
Have done. Have done. O princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hands. Thy garments are not spotted with her blood, nor thou within the compass of my curse.
Nor no one here, for curses never pass the lips of those that breathe them in the air.
Oh, Buckingham, take heed of yonder dog.
What does she say, Dyke of Buckingham? Richie, nothing that I respect, I swear.
What? Dost thou scorn me for my gentle counsel and soothe the devil that I warned thee from? Look!
When it fawns,
It bites. And when it bites, its venom tooth will rankle to the death. Have naught to do with her. Beware of her. Sin, death, and hell have set their marks on Dyke, and all their ministers attend on her! What? Were you snarling all before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat? And turn you all your hatred now on me. Well, remember this another day and say poor Margaret was a prophetess!
My hair does stand on end to hear her curses.
so doth mine. I muse why she's at liberty.
I never did her harm, to my knowledge.
I cannot blame her. By God's holy mother, she hath had much wrong, and I do repent my part thereof. I was too hot to do somebody good that is too cold in thinking of it now. A virtuous and Christian-like conclusion to pray for them that have done scathe to us. Madam, we will attend your grace. I do the wrong, and first begin to brawl. The secret mischiefs I set approach, I lay unto the grievous charge of others, and say, it is the queen and her allies that set the king against the duke my brother. And they believe me. Whet me to revenge. But then I sigh, and with a piece of scripture say, God bids us do good for evil. And thus I clothe my naked villainy with old odd ends stolen out of Holy Writ, and seem a saint when I most play the devil. But soft, here come my executioners. I like you lads. Got your business straight.
I have passed a miserable night, so full of ugly sights, of ghastly dreams. Methought that I had broken from the tower and was sailing to cross to Burgundy. And in my company, my brother Gloucester, who from my cabin tempted me to walk upon the decks. Thence we looked toward England and cited up 1,000 fearful times during the wars of York and Lancaster that had befallen us. As we paced along, methought that Gloucester stumbled, and in falling struck me that thought to stay them overboard into the tumbling billows of the main. Oh Lord, what pain it was to drown, what dreadful noise of waters in mine ears, what ugly sights of death within mine eyes. Methought I saw 1,000 fearful wrecks, 10,000 men that fishes gnawed upon, wedges of gold, great anchors, heaps of pearl, inestimable stones, unvalued jewels, all scattered at the bottom of the sea. Some lay in dead men's skulls, and in those holes where eyes did once inhabit, there were crept, as 'twere in scorn of eyes, reflecting gems, which wooed the slimy bottom of the deep, and mocked the dead bones that lay scattered by. My dream was lengthened after life. Then began the tempest to my soul, a shadow, like an angel, with bright hair dabbled in blood, and it squeaked out aloud, "Clarence is come, false fleeting perjured Clarence, that stabbed me in the field by Tewkesbury. Seize on him, furies, take him to your torments." I trembling waked, and could not for a season after believe but that I was in hell. Such terrible impression made the dream. O God, I have done those things which now bear evidence against my soul. O God, if thou wilt be avenged on my misdeeds, yet execute thy wrath in me alone. Who goes there? Keeper, bring a cup of wine. In God's name, what art thou?
A man as you are.
Thy voice is thunder, but thy looks are humble.
Oh, my voice is now the king's, my looks mine own.
Who sent you hither? Wherefore do you come? To murder me. You scarcely have the hearts to tell me so, and therefore cannot have the hearts to do it. Wherein, my friends, have I offended you?
Offended us you have not, but the king.
What we will do, we do upon command.
Take heed, for God holds vengeance in his hands to hurl upon their heads those that break his law.
How canst thou urge God's dreadful law to us when thou hast broken so dear to grip?
Oh, alas, for whose sake did I that ill deed? My brothers love the devil in my rage!
My brother's love, our duty, and thy fault provoke us hither now to slaughter thee.
If you love my brother, hate not me. I am his brother, and I love the king. If you be hired for meed, go back again, and I will send you to my brother Gloucester, who shall reward you better for my life than anyone will for tidings of my death.
You are deceiving. Your brother Gloucester hates you.
Oh, do not slander Richard, no. No, they are kind, they love me, they hold me dear. Go you to them!
Make no peace with God! For you must die, my lord.
Relent and save yourself.
Relent! 'Tis cowardly and womanish.
Not to relent is beastly! Savage, devilish, which of you, if you were a prince's son, being pent of liberty as I am now, if two such murderers as yourselves came to you, would not entreat for life? Oh, my friend, I spy some pity in thy looks. Come thou on my side, and entreat for me as you would beg were you in my distress. A begging prince, what beggar pities not?
Look behind you, my lord.
wife, love Lady Hastings. Let her take your hand, dissemble not your hatred, swear your love, and what you do, do it unfeignedly.
Here, Hastings, I will never more remember our former hatred, so thrive I and mine.
Good morrow to my sovereign king and queen and princely peers. A happy time of day.
Happy indeed as we have spent the time. Brother, we done deeds of charity, made peace, enmity, fair love of hate between these swelling wrong incensed peers.
A blessed labor, my most sovereign liege. Amongst this princely heap, if any, by false intelligence or wrong surmise hold me a foe, if I unwittingly, or in my rage, have committed any that is hardly borne by this royal presence, I desire to reconcile me to his friendly peace. Dykes, dukes, lords, gentlemen, indeed of all. I thank God for my humility.
Madam, yourself are not exempt in this. You have been factious, one against the other.
A holy day shall this be kept hereafter. I would to God all strikes were well compounded. My sovereign liege, I do beseech your majesty to take our brother Clarence to your grace.
Madam, have I offered love to be so bounded in this royal presence? Who knows not the duke is dead?
What?
You do him injury to scorn his corpse.
Who knows not he is dead? Who knows he is?
Welcome destruction, death, and massacre. I see as in a map the end of all.
Saint Heaven, what a world is this?
Is it possible? The order was reversed.
But he, poor soul, by your first order died. God grant that some less loyal and less noble, nearer in bloody thoughts but not in blood, deserve not worse than wretched Clarence did, and yet go current from suspicion.
I pray thee, peace! My soul is full of sorrow. My brother slew no man. His fault was thought, and yet his punishment was cruel death. Who told me? In the field by Tewkesbury, when Oxford had me down, he rescued me and said, "Dear brother, live and be king." Who told me? When we both lay in the field, frozen, almost to death, how he did lap me, all thin and naked to the numb cold night. All this from my remembrance, brutish wrath hath sinfully plucked, and not a man of you had so much grace to put it in my mind. No, for my brother, not a man would speak, nor I, ungracious, speak unto myself. For him, oh God.
Oh, George. Who will hinder me to wail and weep? I tried my fortunes and torment myself. I'll join with black despair against my soul, and to myself become an enemy.
What means this scene of rude impatience?
Edward, my love, your son, our king is dead.
I have bewept a worthy husband's death and lived by looking on his images. But now, 2 mirrors of his princely semblance are cracked in pieces by malignant death. And I, for comfort, have but one false glass, which grieves me when I see my shame in it. Thou art a widow, yet thou art a mother, and have the comfort of thy 3 children left. But death hath snatched my husband from mine arms, and plucked 2 crutches from my feeble limbs, Edward and Clarence. Oh. What cause have I, thine being but a moiety of my grief, to overgo thy plaints and drown thy cries?
Give me no help in lamentation. I am not barren to bring forth complaints.
I
was never a widow had so dear a loss.
I long to see the little prince.
Tomorrow, or Next day, he will be here.
I hope he is much grown since last I saw him.
Oh. Welcome, nephew. My thoughts sovereign, the weary way hath made you melancholy.
Welcome, sweet prince.
My sister Lizzie and little Dyke would long ere this have met us on the way. Fie! What a slug Hastings is, that she comes not to tell us whether they will come or no. Uncle Gloucester, when both my sisters come, where shall we sojourn till our coronation?
Where it is thought best unto your royal self. If I may counsel you, your highness shall repose you some day or two at the Tower, then where it is thought best and most fit for your health and recreation.
I do not like the Tower. Of any place. Did Julius Caesar build that place, my lord?
He did, my gracious lord, begin that place. Which since succeeding ages have ratified.
Is it upon record? Or else reported successfully from age to age he built it?
Upon record, my gracious lord.
Say, my lord, were it not registered, methinks the truth should live from age to age, as 'twere retailed to all posterity, even to the general all-ending day.
So wise, so young, they say do never live long.
What say you, uncle?
I say, without characters, fame lives long.
Yeah, Julius Caesar was a famous man. With what his valor did enrich his wit set down to make his valor live. Death makes no conquest of this conqueror. For now he lives in fame, though not in life. I tell you what, my cousin Buckingham.
What, my gracious lord?
And if I live until I be a man, I'll win our ancient right in France again, or die a soldier, as I lived a king. Richard of York!
Well, my dread lords, must I call you now?
How fares my nephew, little Dyke of York?
I thank thee, gentle uncle. Oh, my lord, you said that idle weeds are fast in growth. Well, the prince my brother hath outgrown me far,
He hath, my lord.
and therefore he is idle.
Oh, I would not say so.
Well then, is he more beholding to you than I?
He has power in me as a sovereign, but you have power in me as in a kinsman.
Oh, I pray, uncle, give me your dagger.
My dagger, little lord, with all my heart.
A beggar, brother? Of my kind uncle, who I know will give, and being but a toy, which is no grief to give.
Is it too heavy for your grace to wear?
I weigh it lightly, were it heavier.
Why? Would you have my weapon, little lord?
I would, so I would thank you as you call me.
How?
Little.
My lord of York will still be cross and tall. Uncle, your grace knows how to bear with her.
You mean to bear me, not to bear with me? Oh, uncle, my brother mocks both you and I.
Oh.
Because that I am little, like an ape, he thinks that you should bear me on your shoulders!
My grace, will please you pass along. Good cousin Buckingham and I will to your mother and entreat of her to meet you at the tower with your sister.
What? Will you go to the tower, my lord?
Uncle Lord Protector will have it so.
I will not sleep in quiet at the tower.
Why? What should you fear?
Mary, my Uncle Clarence's angry ghost. My grandma said she was murdered there.
I fear no uncle's dead.
No, none that live, I hope.
And if they live, I know I need not fear. But come, little lord, and with a heavy heart to the tower, thinking on our father.
Think you, my lord, this little prating York was not incensed by their subtle mother to taunt and scorn you thus opprobriously?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. 'Tis a parlous kid.
My lord?
Rumor this abroad. Infer the bastardy of Edward's children.
Fear not, Richie. I'll play the orator as if the golden fee for which I plead were for myself.
My lords, the cause why we are met is to determine of the coronation for our grace, his little prince. When is the royal day?
Are all things fitting for that royal time?
It is, and wants but nomination.
Tomorrow then, I judge a happy day.
Who knows the Lord Protector's mind herein? Who is most inward with the Dyke?
Oh, Buckingham should soonest know its mind.
Who, I, my lord? We know each other's faces, but for our hearts, they don't know more of mine than I of yours, nor I know more of theirs than you of mine.
Well, for their purpose in the coronation, I have not sounded them, nor they delivered the gracious pleasure any way therein. But you, my lords, may name the time, and in the Dyke's behalf I'll give my voice, which I presume they'll take with gentle part.
Oh, now in good time.
Here comes the Dyke itself.
I have been long a sleeper. I hope my absence doth neglect no great designs which by my presence might have been concluded.
Had you not come upon your cue, Richard, Chamberlain Hastings had pronounced your part. I mean your voice for crowning of the king.
Then Lady Hastings, no one might be bolder, for her ladyship knows me well and loves me well.
I thank your grace.
Bishop!
My lord.
I saw some good strawberries in your garden there. I do beseech you, send for some of them.
Merry and well, my lord, with all my heart.
Cousin of Buckingham, a word with you.
Withdraw you hence, my lord, I will follow you.
Oh, where's my Lord Dyke of Gloucester? I have a strawberry.
Gloucester looks cheerfully and smooth today. There's some conceit or other likes them well, when they doth bid good morrow with such a spirit. I think there's never a man in Christendom that can less hide his love or hide his hate, for by their face straight shall you know their hearts.
I pray you all, tell me, what do they deserve that conspire my death with devilish plots of damned witchcraft, and thus have prevailed upon my body with their hellish charms?
The tender love I bear your grace, my lord, makes me most forward in this noble presence to doom the offenders, whatsoever they be. I say, my lord, they have deserved death.
Then be your eyes the witness of this ill. See how I am bewitched, and this devil's wife, this monstrous witch that by her witchcraft thus have marked me.
If I have done this thing, my gracious lord...
Tellest thou me of ifs? Thou art a traitor. The rest that love me, rise and follow me.
I prophesy the fearfulest time to thee that ever wretched age hath looked upon. No! Lead me to the block! Bear Richard my head! They smile at me that shortly shall be dead! No! No!
God give your graces both a happy and a joyful time of day.
As much too, good lady. Whither away?
No farther than the tower. And as I guess upon the like devotion as yourselves, to gratulate the gentle princes there.
Kind lady, thanks. We'll enter all together. How doth the little prince and the little Dyke of York?
Right well, dear madam. By your patience, I may not suffer you to visit them. The king had straitly charged the contrary.
The king? Oh, why, who's that?
I cry you mercy, I mean the Dyke of Gloucester.
Lord, protect Richard from that kingly title.
Let me but meet you, ladies.
Who should keep me from them?
I am their father's mother. I will see them.
Their aunt I am in law. In love, their mother. Bring me to the babes, I'll bear the blame.
No, madam. No, I may not leave it so. I am bound by oath, and therefore pardon me.
Come, madam. You must straight to Westminster, there to be crowned Richard's royal queen.
Despiteful tidings. Oh, unpleasing news!
Cut my lace in sunder, that my pent heart may have some scope to beat, lest I swoon with this dead-killing news.
Oh, my accursed womb.
That
Come, madam, come, I in all haste was sent.
And I in all unwillingness will go. I would to God that the inclusive verge of golden metal that must round my brow were red-hot steel to sear me to the brain. Anointed let me be with deadly venom and die ere men can say, God save the queen.
No. No, poor soul, I envy not thy glory. To feed thy humor, wish thyself no harm.
No. Why? When it that is my husband now first came to me, as I mourned Henry's course, when scarce the blood was well washed from their hands. Oh, when I looked on the Dyke Richard's face, this was my wish. Be thou, quoth I, accursed, for making me so young, so old a widow. And when thou wedst, let sorrow haunt thy bed and be thy wife. If any be so mad, as miserable by the life of thee as thou hast made me by my dear lord's death. Lo, ere I can repeat this curse again, even in so short a space, my woman's heart grossly grew captive to their honey words, and proved the subject of my own soul's curse, which ever since hath kept my eyes from rest. For never yet 1 hour in its bed have I enjoyed the golden dew of sleep. I have been waked by their timorous dreams. Besides, they hate me, and will no doubt shortly be rid of me.
My liege. How now? What news?
Those whom we fight against had rather us win and Richard may follow. The wretched, bloody, usurping board. a bloody tyrant and a homicide. One raised in blood, and one in blood established. One that made means to come by what they had. One who slaughtered those that were the means to help them. This foul swine, made precious by the foil, kneel England's chair, where they are falsely set.
Catesby,
My lord.
rumor this abroad. Anne, my wife, is sick and like to die. Look how thou dreamst. I say again, put out that Anne, my wife, is sick and like to die. About it, for it stands me much upon to stop all those whose growth may damage me. I must be married to my brother's daughter. Or else my kingdom stands on brittle glass. Murder her brothers and then marry her. Oh. Uncertain way of gain. But I am in so far in blood that sin will pluck on sin. Tear-falling pity dwells not in this eye.
My gracious sovereign.
Good cousin of Buckingham, give me thy hand. Here I ascended this high by thy assistance and advice. Is King Dyke seated? Ah, Buckingham, now I do play the touch to try if thou art current gold indeed.
Say on, my loving lord.
Young Edward lives. Think now what I would say. Buckingham, I say I would be king.
Why, so you are.
Am I the king? 'Tis so, but Edward lives.
The little prince.
Oh, bitter consequence that Edward should still live. The little prince. Bucky. Thou wert not wont be so dull. Shall I be plain? I wish the bastard's dead, and I would have it presently performed. What sayest thou? Speak suddenly, be brief.
Your grace may do your pleasure.
Tut, tut. Thy kindness freezeth. Say, shall I have thy consent that they shall die?
Give me some breath. Some little pause, my lord, before I positively hearing. I will resolve your grace immediately.
High-reaching Buckingham grows circumspect. Page! Page!
My lord?
Knowst thou not any whom corrupting gold could tempt unto a close exploit of death?
My lord, I know a discontented gentleman.
What is his name?
His name, my lord, is Tyrrell.
Call him hither. Tyrrell? Do I partly know the man? Buckingham hath run with me so long untired, and stops she now for breath.
James Tyrrell, and your most obedient subject.
Art thou indeed?
Oh, prove me, my gracious sovereign.
I would resolve to have thee kill a friend of mine.
My lord, but I'd rather kill two enemies.
Why, there thou hast it. 2 deep enemies. Foes to my rest and my sweet sleep's disturbances who I would have thee deal upon. Bishop, I mean those bastards in the tower.
Well, let me have open means to come to them, and soon I'll rid you from the fear of them.
Thou sing'st sweet music. Hark, come hither, Tyrrell. Rise and lend thy ear. Go, By this token, say 'tis done, and I will prefer thee and love thee too.
'Tis done, my gracious lord.
Bishop, shall we hear from thee ere 12 o'clock?
Ye shall, my lord.
My lord, I have considered in my mind the late request that you did sound me in.
Oh, let that pass.
Richie, your promise for the earldom. My king, I claim my gift due by promise, for which your honor and your faith is pawned. The earldom of Hereford and the movables the which you promised I should possess.
Henry VI did prophesy that Richmond would be king when Richmond was a little peevish boy. A king? Perhaps, perhaps.
What says your highness to my just demand?
Why would the prophet not tell me, I being by, that I should kill him, Richmond? A bard of Ireland told me once I would not live long after I saw Richmond.
My lord!
Aye, what's o'clock?
I am thus bold to put your grace in mind of what you promised me.
Well, but what's o'clock?
Upon the stroke of 10.
I'm not in the giving vein today.
Why then resolve me whether you will or no.
Thou troublest me.
I am not in the vein! Is it even so? Reward say my true service with such deep contempt! Made I them king for this! Oh, let me think on Hastings and be gone to Richmond while my fearful head is on.
The tyrannous and bloody deed is done. At the most arch of piteous massacre that ever yet this land was guilty of. A book of prayers on their pillow lay, which once almost changed my mind. The devil! We smothered the most replenished, sweet work of nature from the prime creation ere she framed. To bring these tidings to the bloody king. Ah, my sovereign liege.
Fast, Tyrrell. Am I happy in thy news?
Well, to have done the thing you gave in charge, beget your happiness. Be happy, for it is done, my lord.
But didst thou see them dead?
Oh, I did, my lord.
The sons of Edward sleep in Abraham's bosom. Now, Anne, my wife, shall bid the world good night. Come to me, Bishop, soon after supper, and tell me the process of their death. Meantime, think on how I may do thee good and be inheritor of your desires. Farewell till soon. Good news or bad, that thou comest in so bluntly?
Bad news. Buckingham has joined Richmond. prosperity begins to bellow and drop into the rotten mouth of death. Here in these confines, slyly have I lurked, watching the waning of mine adversaries. A dire induction am I witness to, and will to France, hoping the consequence will prove as bitter, black, and tragical.
My gentle babes, my young lamb, unblown flowers, new appearing sweets. If yet thy gentle spirits still fly in the air and be not fixed in doom perpetual, hover about my shoulders and hear your mother's lamentations.
So many miseries have crazed my voice that my woe-wearied tongue is mute and dumb. Edward Plantagenet, why art thou dead?
Plantagenet doth quit Plantagenet, Edward, for Edward pays a dying debt.
Oh, wilt thou, O God, fly from such gentle lambs and throw them in the entrails of the wolf? When dost thou sleep when such a deed was done?
When holy Harry died and my sweet son?
Blind sight, dead life. Poor mortal living ghost. Woe seen, world shame. Graves due by life usurped. Brief abstract and record of tedious days. Rest thy unrest on England's lawful earth, unlawfully made drunk with innocence' blood.
Oh, who hath any cause to mourn me?
If ancient sorrow be most reverend, give mine the benefit of seniority and let my woes frown on the upper hand. If sorrow can admit society sitting down with them, look o'er your woes again by viewing mine. I had an Edward, till a Richard killed him. I had a Harry, till a Richard killed him. Thou had an Edward, till a Richard killed him. Thou hadst a George, till a Richard killed him. And thou hadst your Richard, till a Richard killed him. From forth the kennel of thy womb hath crept a hellhound that doth hunt us all to death. That dog Dyke that had her teeth before her eyes to worry lambs and lap their gentle blood. That foul defacer of God's handiwork. That excellent grand tyrant of the earth that reigns in gold eyes of weeping souls. Thy womb let loose to hunt us to our graves. But at hand, the Dyke yet lives! Hell's black intelligence only reserved their factor to buy souls and send them thither. But at hand? At hand ensues her piteous and unpitied end. Earth gapes. Hell burns, fiends roar, saints pray to have her suddenly conveyed away. Cancel her bond of life. Dear God, I pray that I may live to say the dog is dead. Oh
Thou well skilled in curses, stay a while and teach me to curse mine enemies. My words are dull, oh, quicken them with thine.
Thy woes will make them sharp and pierce like mine.
Thou didst prophesy the time would come that I should wish for thee to help me curse that foul bunchback spider, that bottled spider toad.
I called thee then, vain flourish of my fortune. I called thee then poor shadow, painted queen, the presentation of but what I was. The flattering index of a direful pageant, one heaved high to be hurled down below. A mother, only mocked with two sweet babes, a dream of what thou wert, a breath, a bubble, a sign of dignity, a garish flag, to be the aim of every dangerous shot, a queen in jest, only to fill the scene. Where are thy children? Wherein dost thou joy? Who bows to thee and says, God save the queen? Where be the bending peers that followed there? Where be the troops that flattered thee? Thou didst usurp my place, and dost thou not usurp the just proportion of my sorrow? Farewell, Edward's wife, queen of sad mischance. These English woes will make me smile in France. Why should calamity be full of words? I hear her drums. Be copious and exclaim, God, be not tongue-tied, come go with me. And in the breath of bitter words, let's smother my damned girl, who thy two sweet babes smothered.
Who intercepts my expedition?
She that might have intercepted thee by strangling thee in her accursed womb. Of all the slaughters, wretch, that thou hast done.
Hidest thou that forehead with a golden crown, where should be graven, if that right were right, the slaughter of the prince that owed that crown and the dire death
Strike alarm, drum! Strike alarm!
Tell me, thou villain!
Let not the heavens hear these telltale women!
Wretch, where are my children?
Either be patient and entreat me fair, or else I drown your exclamations.
Art thou my child?
I thank God, my father, and yourself.
Then patiently hear my impatience.
Madam, I have a touch of your condition which cannot brook the accent of reproof.
I will be mild and gentle in my speech.
And brief, good mother, for I am in haste.
Art thou so hasty? I have stayed for thee, God knows, in anguish, pain, and agony.
And came I not at last to comfort you?
No. By the holy rood, thou knowst it well. Thou camest on earth to make the earth my hell. Grievous burthen was thy birth to me. Tetchy and wayward was thy infancy, thy school days frightful, desperate, wild, and furious. Thy prime of manhood, daring, bold adventures. Thy age confirmed, proud, subdued, bloody, treacherous. What comfortable hour canst thou name that ever graced me in thy company?
If I be so disgracious in your sight, let me march on and not trouble your grace.
I prithee, hear me speak. Hear me speak.
You speak too bitterly.
Hear me a word, for I shall never speak to thee again.
So?
Either thou wilt die by God's just ordinance, ere from this war thou turn a conqueror, or I, with grief and extreme pain, shall perish and never look upon thy face again. Therefore, take with thee, my most heavy curse. Bloody thou art. Bloody will be thy end. Shame serves thy life, and doth thy death attend.
Far more cause, yet much less spirit to curse abides in me. I say amen to all.
Stay, madam, for I must speak a word with you.
I have no more sons of the royal blood for thee to murder. For my daughter Richard shall be a praying nun, not a weeping queen.
You have a daughter called Elizabeth, virtuous and fair, royal and gracious.
And must she die for this? Oh, let her live, and I'll corrupt her manners, stain her beauty, so she may live a life free from bleeding slaughter. I will confess she is not Edward's daughter.
Wrong not her birth. She is of royal blood.
To save her life, I will say she is not so.
Her life is only safest in her birth.
And only in that safety died her brothers. My babes were destined to a fairer death if grace had blessed thee with a fairer life.
You speak as if I have killed my cousins.
Cousins indeed, and by their uncle cozened of comfort, kingdom, kindred, freedom, life. Whosoever hand lanced their tender hearts, thy head all indirectly gave direction. No doubt the murderous knife was dull and blunt till it was whetted on thy stone-hard heart to revel in the entrails of my lambs. But that still use of grief makes wild grief tame. My tongue should to thy ears no more name my babes till that my nails were anchored in thine eyes.
The advancement of your children, gentle lady.
Up to some scaffold to lose their heads?
No, to the dignity and height of honor.
Be brief, lest that the process of thy kindness takes longer telling than thy kindness's date.
Be not so hasty to confound my meaning. I mean that with my soul I love thy daughter, and mean to make her Queen of England.
Say then, who dost thou mean shall be her king? Thou!
I, even I. What think you of it, madam?
How canst thou woo her?
Come, you mock me. This is not the way to win our daughter.
There is no other way, unless thou couldst put on some other shape and not be Richard who hath done all this.
Say that I have done all this for love of her.
Oh, nay, for then she cannot choose but to hate thee, having bought love with such a bloody spoil.
Look, what is done cannot be now amended. Men shall deal unadvisedly sometimes, which after hours gives leisure to repent. If I did take the kingdom from your babes to make amends, I'll give it to your daughter. If I had killed the issue of thy womb to quicken your increase, I will beget the issue of my blood upon your daughter. A grandma's name is little less in love than is the doting title of mother. They are as children, but one step below, even of your metal, of your very blood. Your children were a vexation to your youth, but mine shall be a comfort to your age. The loss you have is but a son being king, and by that loss your daughter is made queen. I cannot make you what amends I would, therefore accept such kindness as I can. The king, who calls your beauteous daughter wife, again shall you be mother to a king. Go then, my mother, to thy daughter go. Make bold her bashful years with your experience. Prepare her ears to hear a wooer's tale. Put in her tender heart the aspiring flame of golden sovereignty. Acquaint my princess with the sweet, silent hours of marriage joys. And when this arm of mine hath chastised Richmond and dull-brained Buckingham, bound with triumphant garlands, will I lead thy daughter to a conqueror's bed, to whom I will retail my conquest won. And she shall be sole victress, Caesar's Caesar.
What were I best to say? That her father's sister should be her lord? Or shall I say uncle? Or it that slew her siblings and her uncle? Under what title shall I woo for thee, that God, the law, my honor, and her love can make seem pleasing to her tender years?
Say that the king which may command entreats.
That at her hands which the king's king forbids.
Say she shall be a high and mighty queen.
To wail the tide as her mother doth?
Say I will love her everlastingly.
Oh, but how long shall that title ever last?
Sweetly enforced till her fair life's end.
But how long fairly shall her sweet life last?
As long as heaven and nature lengthens it.
So long as hell and Richard likes of it.
Be eloquent in my behalf to her.
An honest tale speeds best being plainly told.
Then in plain terms tell her my loving tale.
Plain and not honest is too harsh a style.
Your reasons are too shallow and too quick.
Oh, no. My reasons are too deep and dead. Too deep and dead, poor infants in their grave.
Harp not on that string, madam, that is past.
Harp on it shall I still till heartstrings break.
I swear.
On nothing. For this is no oath. Swear then on something thou hast not wronged.
Now by the world.
'Tis full of thy foul wrongs.
My father's grave.
His name hast thou dishonored.
Why then myself?
Thyself misusest.
Why then by God?
God's wrong is most of all. What canst thou swear by now?
The time to come. Now, good mother, I must, can you so, be the attorney of my love to her. Plead what I will be, not what I have been.
But thou didst kill my children.
And in your daughter's womb I bury them.
Shall I forget myself to be myself?
Aye, if your self-remembrance wrong yourself.
Shall I be tempted of the devil thus?
Aye, if the devil tempt thee to do good.
Shall I go win my daughter to thy will?
And be a happy mother by the deed.
I go. Write to me very shortly, and you shall know from me her mind.
Bear her my true love's kiss, and so farewell. Relenting fool and shallow tainted woman! How now? What news?
My gracious sovereign, on the eastern coast rideth a puissant navy to shore. 'Tis thought Richmond is their admiral.
March on. March on. Since we are up in arms, if not to fight with foreign enemies, then to beat down these rebels here at home.
Come, sirs, convey me to the block of shame. Wrong hath but wrong, and blame the due of blame. This is All Souls' Day, fellows, is it not? Fuck! Why then? All Souls' Day is my body's doomsday. This is the day wherein I wish to fall by the false faith of who I trusted most. This All Souls' Day to my fearful soul is the determined respite of my wrongs. Then I, all seer that I dallied with, had turned my feigned prayer on my head and given in earnest what I begged in jest. And thus doth he force the swords of wicked men to turn their own points on their masters' bosoms. Now Margaret's curse is fallen upon my head. When she, quoth she, shall split thy heart with sorrow, remember Margaret was a prophetess.
Richmond is on the seas. There let him sink, and be the seas on him. White-livered renegade, what doth he there? Well, sir, as you guess. As you guess? He makes for Neo England to claim the crown. Is the chair empty? Is the sword unswayed? Is the king dead? The empire unpossessed? What heir of York is there alive but we? And who is England's king but great York's heir? Thou wilt revolt and fly to him, I fear. Where is thy power then to beat him back? Is he not now upon the eastern shore, safe conducting rebels from their ships? Away to Salisbury, where we reason here a royal battle may be won and lost. Catesby, what is it o'clock?
It's supper time, my lord. It's 9 o'clock.
Bid my guard watch and leave me. I will not sup tonight. Catesby, about the mid of night, come to my side and help to arm me. Leave me, I say.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. Think how thou stabbed me in the prime of my youth at Tewkesbury. Despair, therefore, and die!
When I was mortal, my anointed body by thee was punched full of deadly holes. Think on the tower and me, despair and die. Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. Poor Clarence, by thy guile, betrayed to death. Tomorrow in the battle think on me. And fall thy edgeless sword, despair and die!
Bloody and guilty, guiltily awake, and in a bloody battle end thy days. Think on Lady Hastings, despair and die!
Richard, thy wife, and wretched Anne, thy wife, that never slept a quiet hour with thee, now fills thy sleep with perturbations. Tomorrow in the battle think on me, and fall thy edgeless sword, despair, and die! Dream on thy cousins, smothered in the towers. Let us be led within thy bosom,
And lay thee down in ruin, shame, and death. Thy nephew's souls bid thee despair and die.
The first was I that helped thee to the crown. The last was I that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle think on Buckingham and die in terror of thy guiltiness. And dream on of bloody deeds and death. Fainting, despair, despairing, yield thy breath.
Despair and die, bloody and guilty, guiltily awake, and in a bloody battle end thy days.
Let us be let fly there and die.
Despair and die! Have
I did but dream. Oh, coward conscience, how dost thou afflict me? The light burns blue. It is now dead midnight. Cold, fearful drops stand on my trembling flesh. What do I fear, myself? There's none else by. Richard loves Richard. That is, I am I. Is there a murderer here? No. Yes, I am. Then fly. What, from myself? Wherefore I love myself. Wherefore, for any good that I myself have done unto myself? I am a villain. But yet I lie, I am not. Fool of thyself, speak well. Fool, do not flatter. My conscience hath 1,000 several tongues, and every tongue brings in a several tale, and every tale condemns me for a villain. Perjury, perjury in the highest degree. Murder, stem murder in the direst degrees. All several sins, all used in each degree. Throng to the bar crying, guilty. Guilty. Oh. I shall despair. There is no creature loves me, and if I die, no soul shall pity me. Nay, wherefore should they, since that I myself find in myself no pity to myself? Methought the souls of all that I had murdered came to my side, and every one did threat tomorrow's vengeance on the head of Richard.
My lord!
Zounds, who is there?
Catesby, my lord, 'tis I. Your friends are up and buckle on their armor.
Oh, George. Oh, Catesby. I have dreamed a fearful dream.
Nay, good, my lord. Be not afraid of shadows.
Go, gentlemen, every man unto his charge. Let not our babbling dreams affright our souls. Conscience is but a word that cowards use, devised at first to keep the strong in awe. Strong arms be our conscience, swords our law. March on, join bravely, let us to it pell-mell. If not to heaven, then hand in hand to hell. What? Shall I say more than I've inferred? Remember whom you are to cope with all sort of